What if I told you that in South India there stands a tree under which Parvati once shaped a Shiva Lingam from nothing but earth? This is not just a story, it is still remembered within the walls of the Ekambareswarar Temple, a temple where the earth itself feels alive. Our scriptures tell us that Kanchipuram is one of the most sacred cities in India, but it is here within the walls of Ekambareswarar that we find the Prithvi Sthalam, the seat of the earth element itself. Welcome to Chaturya, the fourth state. I am Kumar, author of Naga, Daiva, Dakini and Rakshasa. In today's episode, I'll tell you the origin story, the legend of the Ekambareswarar Temple in Kanchipuram. If you find these explorations into our Puranas meaningful, then please consider subscribing to our channel and join the community of seekers. The story begins at the top of the world, at Mount Kailasa, the icy Himalayan peak where Mahadeva Shiva and Devi Parvati reside. One day, in a playful moment, Parvati crept up behind Shiva and covered her eyes with her hands. It sounds innocent enough, but in our sacred narrative, Shiva's eyes are no ordinary eyes. The sun and moon are considered the two eyes of Shiva, and they are what give light to the world. The moment Parvati closed them, the universe was plunged into total darkness. Time stopped, life faltered, the natural order of existence was disrupted. Shiva immediately opened his third eye to restore light and save living beings from the chaos. But Parvati's act, however unintentional, had disturbed the cosmic balance. Shiva, in his wisdom, decided that she must atone for this transgression, not as a punishment, but as a path to deeper understanding and union. He commanded her to descend to earth and perform a penance, to prove the weight of devotion that she was worthy to stand beside him as his eternal consort. And so the goddess left the heights of the Himalayas and made her way south toward a city that would become her sacred training ground, Kanchipuram. Parvati descended from Kailasa and made her way to the banks of the Vegavati river in Kanchipuram. She sought a place where she could prove that her devotion was as unshakable as the earth itself. She found her sanctuary beneath a single magnificent mango tree, the Ekambra. Ekam means one, and Amra means mango. But Parvati did not bring any divine materials with her to make the Shivalingam. She didn't use gold or silver or even stone. Instead, she took the most humble element of all, sand, the riverside sand. With deep focus and prayers on her lips, she molded a Shivalingam out of the river sand. And this was the Prithvi Lingam, representing the earth element, the foundation of all physical existence. Day and night, she sat in deep meditation, her eyes fixed on this fragile creation. She was no longer a princess in a palace. She was a devotee in the wilderness, proving that even the simplest earth can become a vessel for the divine if held with enough faith. Her penance was not gentle. She stood on the tip of a single needle, surrounded by 5 sacred fires burning in the scorching heat. And this extreme practice is considered one of the most severe forms of austerity in our traditions. It represents an absolute, unwavering surrender of the self. But Shiva was not yet ready to accept her devotion without testing it. First, he sent a divine fire to disrupt her meditation. These weren't ordinary flames. They threatened to consume everything, including the precious sand lingam she had molded with such care. Parvati called upon her brother, Bhagavan Vishnu, for help. Vishnu took the moon from Shiva's own head and directed its cool silver light towards the earth where Parvati was doing her penance, creating a protective shield that subdued the fire and sheltered the mango tree from the heat. The test of fire had failed. Parvati's penance continued unbroken. But the Mahadeva had one more trial in store, and this one would come out not from the sky, but from the earth. Shiva sent the celestial Ganga to flood the sacred ground where Parvati was meditating. The waters arrived rapidly, threatening to wash away the sand lingam. Parvati appealed to Ganga, reminding her that they were sisters in spirit, both devoted to the same divine source, that is Shiva. Ganga was convinced, and therefore she decided to return. But it was too late because the river Vegavati had started rising in a great flood. And as the water rose higher and higher, Parvati faced a simple, terrible choice. Either she could step back and save herself from drowning, or embrace the lingam and risk everything to save the lingam. Parvati chose the lingam. She wrapped her arms around it and held on with all her strength, shielding it with her own body, pressing herself against a sandform as the river raged around her. She would not let go. She would not let it be swept away. Even if the waters took her, she would not release her hold. And in that moment of total surrender, body, life, and will offered to the divine, Shiva could no longer hold back. He appeared before her, no longer as a distant master of the elements, but as the one who had been moved by a love that would not let go. He reached out and blessed Parvati, acknowledging her penance as complete and successful. But as she stepped back, a miracle was revealed on the lingam, the one she had protected with her life. Though she had shaped it from fragile sand, her embrace was so powerful and her devotion so intense that it left a permanent impression on the deity, to the Shivalingam. To this very day, the Prithvi Lingam in the inner sanctum of Ekambareswarar Temple is said to bear the marks of the Devi's bangles and the pressure of her embrace. And this is why the lingam is never bathed in water or oil. It remains as it was formed, a sacred union of earth and spirit. Shiva and Parvati met right there, beneath the ancient mango tree which still stands in the temple courtyard today. And the most fascinating thing about this particular tree is that it has 4 different sets of branches and each one gives a different kind of mango. These 4 branches symbolize the 4 Vedas. The story is a legend that teaches us that the earth is not just a passive element. It is the weight of our own devotion. It is the thing that holds us together when the fires burn and the rivers rise. The Ekambareswarar Temple is one of the largest temple enclosures in South India, covering about 40 acres of land. And walking through its gateways is an experience designed to humble and awe in equal measure. And every element of its architecture was built with that intention. One of the lesser known but deeply significant features is the ceiling of the inner corridor, which is carved with the 12 signs of the zodiac. Devotees believe that praying to their specific zodiac sign within this sanctified space can help resolve astrological imbalances. This reflects our ancient understanding that the temple is not just a place of worship, it is a microcosm of the universe. Earth, sky, time, and the divine are all held within these massive stone walls. The Ekambareswarar Temple has stood for 1,000 years, shaped by the greatest dynasties of the south, the Pallavas, the Cholas, the Pandyas, and the Vijayanagara Empire. Each added their own stone and soul to the structure, deepening its sanctity over centuries. Yet at its heart, it remains a site of a single eternal story. A goddess who loved Mahadeva Shiva so completely, so unconditionally that she held on through fire and flood, and in doing so, brought the divine down to earth. As the Prithvi Sthalam, this is the place where Shiva dwells as the earth, the very foundation of our existence. I'm K. Kumar. If you like this video, then please comment Om Namah Shivaya below and make sure that you subscribe to this channel for more fascinating content from Indian Puranas and folklore. May Mahadeva Shiva be with you.